Live from ABC7, this is Eyewitness News in high definition.
All right, thank you. Welcome back to the Homestuck News program. The top stories tonight are the video game is not released. And continuing coverage, we go now to Commander Sky in the Sky, who's in a chopper above downtown Boston. That's right, we're looking around downtown Boston. We've been following Andrew Hussey around all day. We've made 7 stops to Taco Bell's. Some trash was thrown out the window, but so far no sign of him stopping at either a software programming or any kind of video game store. So at this point, the game was still not in any signs of being released. Thank you, Choney in the Sky. It's Sky in the Sky. Sorry, Sky in the Sky. I want to thank you for that. We'll keep you up to date as news breaks. If the video game is released at any time, you can rest assured that we will have the live release. Wait, we're going to breaking news. Sky in the Sky. Yes, this is Sky in the Sky again. Yeah, I already said that you were Sky in the Sky. This is Sky in the Sky again. We just want to say that Hussey has stopped at... It looks like a 7-Eleven. Yes, it's a 7-Eleven. Is it a 7-Eleven with video games? They don't have video games anymore. They took those out around 1994 with that Aerosmith shooter game. Yes, that's true, but is he buying anything related to making the Homestuck video game? Not that we can see. We're going to try to take her down into the parking lot. We can see that yes, it's a Slim Jim and a mocha iced coffee. All right, well, keep us up to date. I sure will. Back to you in the studio. All right, thank you. All right, welcome. Welcome to episode, we know what episode it is?
10, right?
Episode 10.
Oh.
Episode 10. Why don't you open the show, Austin?
We have reached a milestone. How does Caliban put it? Atop the pinnacle mountain. What is it?
What is it? I can't remember.
I can't remember the Caliban line.
Pinnacle of achievement.
Atop the pinnacle.
The pinnacle of achievement.
Yes. We have reached the top of the pinnacle of achievement with our milestone episode. 10 episodes. This was just going to be like a one-off 91 Reasons episode because we cover a variety of movies.
Over 10 hours.
Yeah.
Get up close.
Get
up close on it.
I mean, originally this was Dad's idea of just doing movies, and we decided, well, let's do one about Homestuck, and it just turned into the separate mini podcast that's now going for 10 episodes, and we don't have an end in sight. Just like
over 11 hours now with all the
yeah,
gone over.
And just like the actual Homestuck ending, there's no sign of an ending ever. It's never going to end.
I tell you what, we will stop doing episodes. The last episode we will do of this show will be reviewing the Homestuck video game.
Which one?
The official Kickstarter approved
yes, the
video game.
There's going to be 6 of those.
6 of them.
And that's just planned. He's going to do more from there on. There's 6 in the first story arc.
There has to be 1 to start.
Episode 1.
When the
Homestuck Game 1, Episode 1. It comes out probably early next year.
Well, why would we stop at that? Because according to Hussey at that point, the Homestuck video games regularly come out. We'll be getting apparently 6 Paradox updates a day, according to him. He wants Paradox Base to be updating every hour or so, which is insane. And then he also has a secret project, which could be anything. Another webcomic, another TV show. And we also have the merchandise. Those are his 4 big plans he said he's had to continue the license forever. Video games, Paradox Space updating every hour, some secret thing, and then Mort's being released.
And then his next project, whatever that is.
Yeah. While all that stuff's going on, Hussey's going to move on to his next project, his magnum opus.
Yeah.
He says whatever he's doing...
Has an idea for a webcomic bigger than Homestuck, but he's never finished Homestuck at the time.
He says when he dies, he won't be remembered for Homestuck. He'll be remembered for his project after Homestuck.
Just like George Lucas and Strange Magic. Like, that's what we're remembering for. Like, you go, George Lucas, didn't that guy make... Oh, he writes Strange Magic, right? And Howard the Duck. Yeah, he made Star Wars. No, he didn't make Star Wars. That's J.J. Abrams. God, the way you guys talk about all this stuff Hussey's coming out with, you're so optimistic.
And the irony is that Paradox Space, which is like... apparently going to be a sequel webcomic once we get far enough, and that Hussey can give the okay on more canon storylines once he's covered it all in the game, is that it's basically a Homestuck sequel series written by another person, which is kind of what's going on with Star Wars right now.
Written by someone else, nothing to do with them.
That doesn't make any sense. We should start by saying, welcome to 91 Reasons. I am the voice. I am Jeff Tucker. Who are you?
Austin.
I'm Luna.
And together we form the trio of wackos who get here every week to talk about Homestuck and to tell you to go check out the episodes on your favorite website, Reddit.
Yeah.
Tell us about Reddit.
I love the Homestuck Reddit community. They're
They're
such
just
a
talking
great.
about us on
yeah.
there.
We just got mentioned on there. Literally. Someone said, "Is there any interest in a Homestuck podcast?" And they mentioned our podcast, and they listened to it, and they're gonna start their own Homestuck podcast in 2016.
I think they should. I think there's enough Homestuck talk to go around. We've proven it. Like Luna said,
Yeah.
we're at 11 hours talking about this, and I don't think there's any end in sight.
There's so much Homestuck content to cover. Like, how many Star Wars podcasts would you say there are?
Oh, I would bet there's at least 200.
Yeah.
And I think that's a low number. And there's even more Disneyland, Disney World podcasts.
Yeah.
They're just any possible angle you can think of, they do it. Like there's a whole podcast devoted to just music related to Star Wars. Like you could do an entire podcast about Homestuck music. Like, aren't you obsessed with Homestuck music?
Oh,
Yes.
There's 9 official albums and a bunch of mini add-on albums and 4 or 5 fan albums and oh boy.
And it's great music, seriously. And if I have to recommend an album, and Luna, you'll probably agree with me
Which
here,
one?
the best album is Bowman's album. He did all the music.
Mobius Trip and Hadron
Trip-
Collido.
Yeah.
That's the best.
It is an album about this album has a music video on YouTube. It's the only Homestuck official music video other than the Dark Scratch Bittersweet one, which is by all his art team friends.
Yeah.
That one isn't technically official, it's just by all of Hussey's
Yeah.
friends.
Hadron Collido's completely a canon by Hussey.
It is a canon music video where they were in full Dorse and Prospect outfits they sewed, and it's a full CG live action Prospect. It is
Yeah.
amazing, and it's about it has a story to it. It's about a session where there was 2 Dorse agents instead of like the
No,
midnight
one Prospect and one Durst.
one Prospect
When
and one
they
Dorse.
met on the battlefield, instead of fighting, they took out instruments and they all figured out the ultimate riddle. So instead of fighting, they just made a music dedicated to telling future people about what the ultimate riddle is.
and the
And this is
songs
their album they left behind.
the songs sing about the webcomic of Homestuck.
Yeah,
They are
they
the
break
most
the fourth
meta
wall
songs you
and-
could ever imagine. They sing about Homestuck and its title. They sing about what pumpkin and its merchandise.
Yeah.
Within the song is
Oh my god.
no. Pause it. Pause it.
All right, everybody. There was a slight pause there, as if you heard Austin go, "Oh!" He spilled water everywhere, and we had to clean it up. So we're all dry now. Nothing was damaged, and I don't think the recording equipment was affected at all. We're going to talk about Homestuck and the way the Homestuck band. And we're gonna. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. And everything's working fine, right? Yeah. So you guys were talking about 2 soldiers. It's a song about 2 guys on the battlefield.
Yeah.
So what else is on the album? Continue the. Because for the people listening, it didn't. There was no time delay.
Yeah.
It was a half hour for us, but it was no. It's like Einstein. He jumped over that minute to instantly arrive at this moment in time. And yes, if you're having a Homestuck podcast drinking game, every time I mention Back to the Future, take a drink. So that was a drink right there. So go ahead.
We basically described it there. Yeah.
What else is on the album?
It's a really short album. It's only like 6-7 songs, and only 4 or 5 of them actually have lyrics.
But the ones with lyrics are amazing.
Yeah, there's half of them are very meta, and half of them are very soul-searching, ultimate riddle-y stuff.
Which no one really knows what it is yet.
No.
So they just sing songs about it, and it's like the Eurythmics song, "Sweet Dreams Are Made of This." Only they never tell you what sweet dreams are made of. They just keep saying that over and over again, but they don't actually tell you what sweet dreams are made of. What is another? Because I mean, you guys have got hours. Like we're going on a road trip in a few days to Las Vegas, and Austin keeps telling me how much Homestuck music, Broadway car cat music,
Yeah.
he's got saved up to play,
Broadway
which is.
Car Cat alone has YouTube videos, an 1 hour mix, and 1 hour mix number 2. There's at least 2 solid hours of him, and that's just the songs you can find. The
On
harder
YouTube,
ones to
but-
find, it could usually have 3
Yeah.
hours.
What's a typical song about? I don't understand.
They originally started out as Broadway songs being covered by Carcat, but it sort of turned into its own thing. So when you look them up, expect to find 2006 hipster music covered by Carcat.
Yeah, it's all middle school emo music and stuff, but redone as what they took apart from the comic and from Carcat's point of view of it.
Does the guy sing like Carcat's?
Yes.
What is Carcat's voice?
It's very high pitched.
Yeah, he has a very iconic Carcat voice. He's considered one of the best. Him and Ask Carcat.
Yeah, the
They team
Carcat
up
boy.
even.
You can't do a Carcat voice, either one of you?
No, I can't do any character voices. I don't like
You
listening to
are
myself.
a character voice.
Well, I don't-
Ask the Reddit listeners. Did anybody take our Reddit challenge and make those photo manipulations? Nobody did
I
that,
didn't
right?
see that,
No. They have failed us. Reddit, you have failed us. Why? I can't believe I put my faith in strangers on the internet. Why?
We did have a lot of talk about the Ultimate Whittle, and a lot of talk about who people would bring back to
Now,
life.
I thought there was a lot of talk about the ultimate Tom Riddle. But you're saying it's something different. Which is what exactly? What were they talking about?
About what the Ultimate Whittle was. What about? Like, what was their
It was
idea
all
of the
about
Ultimate
that
Whittle?
Carcat scene. That's all anyone ever talks about.
Yeah.
Is Carcat and Jade.
That's gotta be the most important scene of the webcomic that is often overlooked, though. Like, I never see that scene being mentioned anywhere else, but that's gotta be some of the most important dialogue of the whole comic that is very easily skipped on a first read through.
Yeah.
So what else is going on in Homestuck World? Did you guys finally get Ryan North's game?
Yes.
Yes.
That came out this morning.
Came out this morning. To be or not to be. How much was it?
$11.99.
$12.
$12 on Steam.
Yep.
Now, did you buy one each or just one?
One each.
One each.
One each. And you had a Steam card, Luna.
Yeah.
And Austin, you sold hats or something.
Yes, I made money off the virtual hat market, and I've been able to get this game for free practically.
You're that little kid's book, the guy that sells hats.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like you're always selling hats.
But I get
You're like a haberdashery.
yeah, but I've got the entire Half-Life 2 series from hats. I've gotten all the Counter-Strike games from hats. I've gotten To Be or Not to Be from hats.
Now, how do you get these hats?
Play Team Fortress 2.
And like they just fall on the ground or what?
Sometimes you can get them as drops, but that's really rare.
What happens is you get drops, and what I've done is, over a long time of playing, I've gotten enough drops that I can get enough of the in-game currency to invest money in hats that I think will be worth more later.
Yeah.
So I invest in this hat market, and they have a stock website you can go to, and it shows like little arrows whether hats are going up or down, and I see if my hat, if I've lost money in this hat, or if I've made a lot of money in the hat.
I would go out on a limb and say that what you're saying sounds completely insane, except for the fact that it actually works, and you actually
And we're getting free
make
games.
virtual
Yeah.
money to buy this crap. So you didn't hit me up for a Steam card. You actually,
Yeah.
what did you start with? Like $1 or what?
I used to just buy the in-game currency and spend it on the hats I want to keep, but it mainly started with going to Hatbots, which are automated robots on Steam that will buy your hats, and they sell them back to you. Well, in-game you can paint your items with an expensive paint you spend money on and make them a new color, and that paint gets deleted and added onto the hat. And what you do is some people who don't know the value of the paint give it to a bot. So you can buy a hat with free paint from the bot and sell it online more because it has the wear paint. Someone sells the hat something with a pre-attached part, not knowing what it's worth, and I could buy it back and sell it for money. And I worked my way up. Now I buy stuff with $5 paint for about $1 and sell it for a lot.
Imagine if you put this much effort into something tangible.
Yeah,
It's considered real money. If you do 200 trades in a year and make over $20,000, they tax you.
yeah. And you can actually, I'm actually doing the easier way. If you're into the high tier hats, which I haven't gotten to yet, but maybe someday I can dream, you trade those hats through PayPal, and you do real PayPal transactions.
People pay $500 for a hat because it's the normal 25-cent hat, but it's flaming.
Yeah.
So it's upwards of $18,000.
So suddenly you've gone from trading hats for hats to hats to Steam money to hats for actual PayPal
One guy was
money.
playing the game, he was doing the special co-op mode, and as a random drop, he got the golden rocket launcher, and he's now it's worth what, $2,000? Something
Yeah,
like that?
it's the most valuable item in the game right now
Yeah.
because of a YouTuber who's hyped it up.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. This is how I actually was able to afford To Be or Not to Be. There was a YouTuber called Muselk in Team Fortress who posts videos of him using in-game items, and he posts previews of these videos. So he posts a preview on what item he's going to use next. I buy 1,000 of that item. He posts a video. I sell that item for a lot more because the item gets
price
hyped
goes
up.
up as soon as this guy uses it.
Like celebrity endorsement.
Yeah, pretty much.
As soon as he says, you know, I really like the third version of the rocket launcher, that rocket launcher goes up in the market. So if you bought it before, there you go.
Suddenly, a 25-cent weapon is $2.50.
That sounds crazy. So you use all this Team Fortress trickery to earn money to buy
To Be or Not to Be.
To Be or Not to Be Ryan North's game, which is what? Describe the game. Give us a review. Come on.
It is the story of Hamlet by William Shakespeare, and Ryan was doing dinosaur comics when he got the idea of, you know, to be or not to be, the famous phrase. That sounds like one of those things like you see in Obama, choose your own adventure. To be, turn to page blah, or not to be, turn to page whatever. And he said, you know what, I'm going to write it. So he wrote it, did a Kickstarter. It was one of the most fun. It's a book, audio book, and a game and everything.
It was a $20,000 goal, and he weighs $200,000.
Yeah.
So now he's got,
He's the most percent overfunded by a
Kickstarter.
private publisher on Kickstarter.
Yeah. Him and Hussey have both broken Kickstarter records here. But I've never read the book, To Be or Not to Be, and the game is basically the book.
It's just the book, but they put an audiobook, and it's interactive. It has special music and interactive sections.
Steam achievements,
and trading cards, all that stuff.
And I love it. This was so good.
So good.
So good. The humor, oh my god.
We played for 2.5 hours, and the only thing we beat is the classic playthrough, where they put a little skull next to all the choices that Shakespeare made when he wrote the story. And if you take that, you get the original Hamlet written by Ryan North. And that's the only thing we've seen so far.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
There's a whole section written by Andrew Hussey.
Yes.
And that was
a little tiny bit spoiler, but they give away in the trailer.
Okay, spoiler. Yeah, I gave a spoiler warning.
Choose Your Own Adventure book within the Choose Your Own Adventure book. And that book is written by Hussey. And all the art in it's drawn by Hussey.
Some of them even, they look like his old blurbs
They
he
look
used
like
to
his
post.
old blurbs. Before he did MSPA, he did these little blurb comics.
Imagine a sequel to Bard Quest.
It's pretty much Bard Quest 2. Very upset that I have not found an ending where you get launched off a catapult to your death, or you don't steal any cod pieces from the Codporium. Saving that for the Homestuck game.
But seriously, the humor in this game is amazing. It's really, really meta. Like, how many times has Ryan North said in this game?
Oh.
How many Ryan North achievements are there?
Oh, God.
How many times are the Adventure Time comics and the Dinosaur
How many
comics mentioned?
Sweet Bro references are there?
A lot of Sweet
There's
Bro
two
reference.
characters they're Hamlet characters, but Ryan's just like, now there's Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff inserts. It's Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff. He's not even subtle about it.
And they quote Sweet Bro and Hella
And they
Jeff.
quote Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff throughout the thing.
Like, I was expecting Ryan North's work, which he says all he writes is Homestuck, and that's true. All his works have a Homestuck charm to them. This thing is full of Homestuck references. Oh my god.
It does the whole play as blank. You are now blank.
And
a really long command of what page to go to, and then you turn to it and it just says, it says, okay, you do that thing, and then now you're doing this.
And
it
that's
just
a direct
cuts
line.
through the whole thing.
That's a direct line from Act 1,
That's
right?
John, Act 3? Act 2, something like that. John is, do a triple backflip handstand down the hole, and you turn the page, it's just John standing there, it says, okay, you did all that. And Ryan does that in To Be or Not to Be a lot.
So does it follow the plot of Hamlet, or is it an original story?
If you follow the skulls, it does. There's a skull that tells you, do this if you want to continue following the plot of Hamlet. Or click the other choices if you want to tangent off.
I mean, when you have a choice of either, continuing, and then your next choice is turn to the Hulk, I think...
Yeah, you can try to avenge your father, or you can turn to the Hulk, or become a Ghostbuster, or play another Choose Your Own Adventure within the Choose Your Own Adventure, and all that crazy stuff.
I would rather see William Shakespeare's Hamlet featuring the Ghostbusters than I would the Ghostbusters reboot starring all those chicks.
Yeah. In this one,
I don't know.
The Ghostbusters are going after the king's ghosts.
Yorick?
Not Yorick.
The king.
The king who
Oh,
died
okay.
at the beginning. Yorick's only in the prequel hero, which is a mini choose your own adventure that you could. So far, it's not even in the game. You can only get it if you did the Kickstarter.
Yorick is our house ghost here at Hufflepuff. Luna, right, Luna? What house was Luna?
Ravenclaw.
She's a Ravenclaw. She shouldn't be sitting at our table. That's my Hogwarts student in Hufflepuff. It's my new character. Hello, I'm. My name. I can't even get it out.
So
It's so stupid. And poor Austin's like, we have Homestuck stuff to talk about.
I actually want to talk about something with the game.
Go ahead. It's your show.
If you buy this game, and you really should, seriously, buy this game, please write a good review. Because right now, there's actually bad reviews for this game.
No one understands the humor.
They don't get it. Because they don't get the commands, they don't get the Homestuck references, they don't get the meta jokes. Like, one guy was complaining, he clicked a command, and the character said, "You're your own independent woman. They're not going to take your user-submitted commands." And he got so angry, he's saying, "This isn't funny, this is terrible, I want to command the person. It's a choose-your-own-adventure, so I want my commands to be followed."
Then it hates you the entire time.
And they hated that. They're like, "I don't want to have a relationship with them, I just want to play a choose-your-own-adventure with Hamlet." Like, they are not getting the whole MSPA format thing.
Would people who are not fans of this guy, why would they buy this game? Because it seems like if you're a fan of Ryan North and Homestuck and Hussey...
It's a lot of Shakespeare fans who are upset that it's not true to Hamlet.
Well, they should just read a Hamlet then.
Because it's on the front page of Steam. To be or not to be, a William Shakespeare adventure. And then they get upset that they're instead getting...
Ghostbusters.
You turn into the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like, one of those reviews, he was so mad.
Hulk smasheth.
He wanted a serious playthrough, choose your own adventure Hamlet, you do what you want. He didn't like that the commands didn't be followed, and they did not like that it was this type of humor.
Yeah.
They just wanted like a real choose your own adventure Hamlet.
I felt it wasn't faithful to William Shakespeare. I'm going to have to go to the Hogwarts library and check out the actual book to see what the plot really is. That's my areas. The return of my Hogwarts Hufflepuff student.
The game goes on an hour-long tangent that's canon. It's an hour-long canon tangent of Hamlet's fighting pirates on his party cruise, and he chops off this guy's hands and beheads him and makes all these puns.
How much animation is in this game, or is it just text?
There isn't. It's just text.
Oh, for God. He must have put this together over a weekend.
He announced
a book.
it a couple weeks ago.
You guys are all excited. I'm thinking it's some game. Like Donkey Kong has more action than this stuff.
It's all narration. It's fully narrated audiobook. It's got special stuff, like when they're on the party boat, confetti goes across the stream, and every time you click command, it sets off streamers. And
this is what's wrong with the generation today. This is exactly what's wrong. We live in an age where you can make a game photoreal. Like, you make a game about any topic. You could make a Shakespeare game where you could put goggles on and actually be in the show. And you guys are playing games that are like from 1985. This sounds like one step above Lemonade Stand or Oregon Trail. Now, I'm not slamming it, because if it's done properly and fun, I get that it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, look at how crazy and backwards we've gone with the nostalgia of, I want a game that looks like I played it in the fourth grade. There's nothing, I get, nothing wrong if that's the aesthetic, but it seems crazy.
The main gimmick is that every time you get to an ending, either a good or a bad ending, you get a special piece of art that goes in the art gallery, and this is in the book version. And every art is by a different comic artist. Some of them are web comics, some of them are from Adventure Time, some of them are from just Ryan's friends in the industry.
Most of them are from Hussey's Art Team 2.0.
Most of it's art team, Hussey's art team, just wherever he could get people who do art for him. So there's, is there a Hussey ending? There's Hussey art in the comic. But I don't think we found a Hussey ending yet.
What would be a Hussey ending where you get to it and it's like, I need 9 more months. The ending will be in 9 more months.
There's already a whole section where it says be Hamlet, be blah, and all the other characters. There's a secret one if you do a certain path. It's be Ryan North. You are now Ryan North. You have this amazing idea to write a book.
Hussey, you can actually view Hussey's art. You get the cover of
the cover of the Choose Your Own Adventure counts as his.
And you get Hussey's biography to read, which I'm like, oh my god, I'm finally gonna find out what Hussey's life is like.
Yeah.
And Of course it was a joke. What
Yeah,
was I
it's-
expecting?
The whole biography of Andrew Hussey is, one time Andrew Hussey traded credit cards with William Shakespeare. But Shakespeare didn't know what a credit card was, so Hussey made off with all his big bucks.
This is the most obscure joke ever made.
No one's gonna get it.
You need to
The
remind
right-
me to put spoilers on this because you're giving away the whole game for those that haven't played.
I've only played through one playthrough. There's a lot I don't know yet. So who knows what there is to find in there. And most people have read the book. It came out about a year ago. So the spoilers have kind of come off of it by now. What was I saying?
What were you
my God.
saying?
Something.
Hussey's
something-
biography?
Yeah, the credit card. People in the Reddit will probably know. This is their type of weird thing. A couple years ago, Hussey and Ryan swapped credit cards and bought each other things with their credit cards. And it was there's things Hussey bought and things Ryan bought, things North bought. I'll put the links on the Reddit if I remember to. And it's just them going on about bought these groceries with Ryan's credit card and went to medieval times with Ryan's credit card and all this crazy stuff. Yeah.
If you had Hussey's credit card, what would you buy?
Homestuck stuff on Etsy and Redbubble.
There's
Yeah,
nothing on Etsy. He had it all taken
There's
down.
a little bit left. It's
No.
just Zodiac stuff,
Okay.
fun Zodiac items.
This is a great topic to talk about. So I went on Etsy to look for Homestuck stuff, and it turns out Waitsel went through again, deleted everything.
Is it gone again?
It's all gone again, everything, except the person who puts up their tarot card readings every time. As soon as the Waitsel takes them down, they put them right back.
They'll read the Homestuck tarot cards for you. They do a tarot reading with the Homestuck cards with like pictures of what you got. It's like $20.
But you don't get the cards.
No,
They're keeping their
you
cards.
just get a picture of what you got.
What
So
a
they-
racket.
So, I went to eBay and looked up Homestuck, and oh my goodness, I used to go there and it used to be used what pumpkin to Patico arrow T-shirts. Do they replace the arrow T-shirts? Do they take them back? Why are there so many of those on
Sometimes
eBay?
they do, sometimes they don't.
There's a lot of them on eBay, and I was going to see, we'll see what they have. Well, now there's a lot of knockoff Homestuck.
Yeah.
A lot of it being manufactured in China. There is Homestuck branded wigs being made that look like the characters' wigs, and they've got some wonderful Homestuck stock art to put with it. They're making Sufferer necklaces actually from the What Pumpkin molds that look
Yeah, I don't know
exactly
where they
like
got
them.
those. Did they get those from what?
I don't
Pumpkin? Are they
know.
selling them? Or
I'm guessing they bought one and made a mold of it,
They're selling it really cheap, but it's not really up to what Pumpkin standards. It's really weird.
but it's not a generic Zodiac necklace. It's a
They might be
Sufferer
3D
pendant.
printed.
It looks
Oh,
like the
I
Sufferer
don't- I
necklace.
don't
It's
know.
too spot on. And then this is the weirdest one yet. Okay, when I saw this, I thought it was a custom art commission, but there's a lot of them on eBay, and these are being mass produced from China in bulk. We're talking about a half-naked Jake Inglis body pillow and a full anime body pillow. Just Jake Inglis.
That's the only one.
And-
And they're like
Oh, yeah,
mass
no.
producing this thing.
The last couple Christmases, I've gone on to buy you something, Homestuck, and that stupid pillow comes up every time, and you're supposed to, it's a body pillow.
Yeah.
It's like an extra long
Full
one.
size.
You're supposed to, like, lay on it and, like, make out with it.
And it's only Jake, and that's the only thing
That's-
they make.
yeah, no, they'll make
mass
it-
produce that one image of that one character.
Right,
and
they-
it sells enough that they still keep putting
Well,
it back
They
up.
got a JPEG somewhere that's, like, extra clear, and they're like, that's what we're making. Starts cranking them out.
But it used to just be one person. Now there's a lot of different...
Multiple people are
A lot of
mass-producing
different
the same pillow.
companies who specialize in that thing on eBay from China mass producing these.
That's because it's probably one of those things where it only costs 30 cents to list it. So every time they sell one, they just have to go. They just have to make it. There's no stock anywhere. Like, are you imagining like an assembly line of Jake English pillows, and like they're coming down the line again and again in a big warehouse, and there's a guy at a desk with like a phone, and he's like waiting, and then the phone rings, ring, and he goes, "Hello." Just like go, you do? You have? Oh, they'll be very discreet. And he slams the phone down. We got one! And then all of a sudden they start rushing the Jake English pillow out to the post office. That's got to be the way it is, right?
Yeah.
How many of those could they possibly sell to make that feasible?
Oh, no.
They keep selling them.
You can actually find out. eBay has a new thing that says how many people are watching. And last time I checked, there was about 45 people watching the Jake English body pillow on each seller.
I'd see. But here you're missing. There's two reasons people watch an auction. The first is I don't want to forget to buy that. I need that. Paydays in 2. Listen, I need a Jake English body pillow to snuggle with. And it's 3 days till payday, so I'm going to put it on the watch list, and I'm going to buy it on Friday. I'm going to treat myself to some Panda Express or some go to the steakhouse, and then I'm going to buy this pillow. Now, see, that's the one reason. You know what the other reason is? People watch it because they go, "Oh, no one's going to buy that," but I want to know when they do, because I sell on eBay, and I get items that sometimes have like 50 watchers, but the bid will never go up, and that's in regular merchandise like collectible stuff. That's because, hey, I've got one in my basement, and I want to see what yours sells for before I list mine. And when they see that it doesn't make any money,
an entire mini market economy for the Jake English body pillows.
yeah. See, you're missing it. There are 2 provinces in China that is their chief export is Jake English body pillows.
Out of curiosity, do you think I could invest in these body pillows and make a profit off of them when the stock rises?
No, I think here's what I would do: go on eBay. Buy 10 Jake English body pillows. What do they sell for?
I don't know.
About $34, I think, right?
You said
If they
open
come
it up
with
on
the
eBay
pillow,
right now.
The pillow case should be like $10. They need
You
more than that.
you
for
should look it up on
package.
eBay.
Vamp while I look them up.
Okay.
Okay. So the Jake English body.
Kid, he comes into the Alpha Kids. He's technically Jade's grandpa, young version of Jake's grandpa.
And why does he want to cuddle with everybody?
I don't know.
Is that in his nature?
It's sort of every other Alpha Kid has a crush on him. The entirety of Act 6 is just gotta get Jake English. And then the end of Act 6 is just God, I hate Jake English.
All right, so I'm looking it up, and for the Jake English body pillow,
There's a lot of them.
there are 6 separate listings, starting at a penny, going all the way up to $22.99 with free shipping.
From Hong Kong and China.
And we should mention the Jake English body pillow is double-sided.
It's double-sided.
So you can either cuddle on his front, or you can cuddle on his back, whatever floats your cuddle pillow boat, right? And I can buy this for $28.99, but there is a guy who says $22.99 or best offer plus free shipping. So I'm going to say you could probably get one shipped for $20.
I should point out that he's already sold 11 of those.
Yeah, he sold 11 of them. And we should also mention that if we hover over, hold on, make it bigger, that Jake's pants are undone in the front, and they're actually pulled down in the back. So it's no wonder he's everybody's favorite, because Jake is very friendly and available, it seems. But here's what I would do, Austin. I would get some of your hard-earned birthday money, the money you earned for not dying,
Yeah.
and invest in like 10 of these. It's about $200. Then buy a table at one of the conventions. Now a retail table is going to cost you about $600 or $700. So now you're in for about $1,000.
Okay.
If you count in a hotel room,
That's
snacks,
not 1,000, huh?
snacks,
For $200 each.
snacks, and then drinks, Starbucks, parking.
Another 500.
Yeah, you're going to be in about $1,500 or $1,600. Now, that's okay because you've got 10 Jake English body pillows. You put those on the table. You know what's going to happen at the end of the weekend? You're going to sell none. And everyone's going to walk by your table and go, why do you have 10 Jake English body pillows? You won't make any friends. You won't sell any. And you'll be broke. But you can then go home and drown yourself in the luxurious essence of the Jake English body pillow. Have we given it enough of a commercial?
Yeah.
And we should also point out that Jake's
What?
Jake's face, his what's the word I'm looking for? Your
Glasses?
Glasses?
no, when you look like something, his
Look like
facial
his
expression?
his expression is when he's on his back, he kind of looks a little upset, and when he's on his stomach, showing you his green underpants, he's grasping the pillow here, and he kind of looks a little scared, like he's worried that you're up to something, and his sock is coming off.
He's scared that you spent $20 on this.
Yeah, he's like, you know what? If you had $20, you could have taken me to the mall or something. But okay, let's cuddle. Now you're joking, but if I bought one of these for you, you would actually enjoy that.
Yes.
Because it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Jake English. You know what? Today's episode of 91 Reasons is brought to you by the Jake English Body Pillow, available on eBay from China, only $20, and it can be yours if the price is right.
The other one's listed for a penny.
How much is shipping on that?
Why are they listed for a penny? I'm really.
The shipping's gonna be $20.
Yeah, the shipping's going to be $22.
Wait, look at the title of that. We should read that title aloud.
Okay, that's the Hot BL Male Dakamakura Homestuck Jake English Hugging Body Pillow Cover Case, and that pretty much says it all.
That pretty much says it all.
Who? Do we have any idea whose art this is?
No.
Because this is somebody's really
It's
accomplished.
someone's art,
It's
and
accomplished art.
And I would assume the rest of the kids are there too. I don't know why they took that artist, that character, that was the one we're producing. I don't know what's the story behind it.
I wish
and-
I knew. I wish I knew.
How come all these other China factories have decided, well, we're also going to make the body pillows of Jake Inglis too? Just Jake Inglis.
Multiple factories have seen this person's Tumblr art list and said, pick Jake English, put them on the pillow.
It's almost as if they're buying it from each other and just selling the same 5 over and over again.
It's just the same ones going in circulation.
Like, that could be it, right?
Maybe. I mean,
Like, I used to sell custom Simpsons figures on eBay back in the day. And every once in a while, I'd go on eBay, and there'd be somebody selling the figures I sold them. And I'm like, hey, I sold you that for $60, and now it's $100. How did that happen? I wish I could have sold it for $100. So, hey, if you want a Jake English body pillow cover, it's just the cover.
no pillow included.
And we've ordered from China. It's going to come to you in a package, neatly folded, about 3 inches by 5 inches, and it's a full pillow. It's going to take you 6 weeks of cuddling to get all the creases out. I don't understand. I don't understand. How come Hussey hasn't shut these guys down?
I don't know.
I
All
don't
he has
know.
to do is write eBay and put in a copyright infringement notice, and it would get taken down. But I guess it would just get put right back up.
Yeah.
He does it
Well-
sometimes. That's Rachel's job. She sweeped Etsy and Redbubble in November, December. Now that's the last time we heard of.
He keeps doing it though. Like they go
Yeah.
back up and then they're all gone the next
Yeah,
day.
we've ordered from Redbubble, and I was always shocked. Like, Redbubble is a reputable big company on the internet, and everything they sell is somebody else's intellectual
Yeah.
property. I have no idea how
Nothing
this
they
is
sell
allowed.
legal.
Yeah, how do you do that?
Because it's something to do with all the art is uploaded by the artist. So if there were legal implications, they wouldn't be held responsible. They're just the middleman.
Like,
They're just printing the shirts.
I totally get that those kinds of retailers, either online or at conventions, are fulfilling a need that the main copyright holder simply isn't.
Yeah.
Because if you go look at, and this is just my opinion, if you go look at Hot Topic and those shirts, the ones you see at the conventions are 10 times better. They're more clever, or they're sexier, or they take an edge that maybe they couldn't do in the real world, So you have to
Yeah.
go to that black market sideline to get something that different.
The references are a lot more obscure.
Well, yeah, because they're only making 5. If you see a shirt at Hot Topic, the minimum buy-in's probably 100,000 units.
Yeah.
So they're not going to make something obscure in 100,000. Otherwise, they're going to be sitting on them forever.
Yeah.
Like the Jake English body pillow.
The thing that's odd about Topic though is they've been trying to get the Homestuck master license from Hussey to produce merchandise for 4 years now? They tried to get it in its early days.
Yeah.
They've been trying to get Homestuck forever.
Wouldn't you love to know how much they've offered him for it?
Yeah.
We don't know. All we know is
We don't
they've
know
had
anything about the
they've had
legal
multiple
dealings.
meetings where they tried. They really want that license.
Oh, I wonder how much to make off Homestuck, because it's some of their top selling stuff. You can see top selling things on the site. It's almost all Homestuck. But you gotta think, the artist gets a cut, Hussey gets a cut, and What Pumpkin gets a cut.
And the raw materials have to be accounted
Yeah.
for.
So how much do they actually make?
And Hussey,
Not much. That's why you always deal in such a large
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
There's not a big enough piece of pie for 4,000 units. You need to get to 100,000 to really make that kind of big money.
But it's the same company that has Bravest Warriors, Miku, Avengers, Star Wars. So money isn't much of a problem
Now,
for them.
this-
It's
No,
more-
not. Which company is this?
this
We
is
Love
Wheel of
Fine.
Fine.
Yeah, no,
not
they're
Hot
doing
Topic.
just fine.
They're a lot-
We Love Fine had 2 booths at Comic-Con.
Wheel of Fine's a lot like Funko, where money's not the issue. They just have a lot of trouble with copyright meetings and stuff.
Right.
And I like how Hussey has normally, if something's on Wheel of Fine, it's a Hot Topic the next day.
Yeah.
We Love Fine sips everything to Hot Topic. But Hussey has specifically told We Love Fine you can only sip out one Homestuck T-Sort to Hot Topic, and only that one T-Sort.
Yeah.
Hussey's so protective with the license going to Hot Topic.
Now, here's the thing. I don't know if we've covered this before, but if you walked into Hot Topic and they had the Nightmare Before Christmas section right up front, next to the Harley
Harley
Quinn,
Quinn and Joker.
next to the Supernatural, next to the Little Mermaid, next to Attack on Titan and Doctor Who, and then right next to it, there was a full display of all the Homestuck merchandise you could ask for. Would you be excited at that, or would you be like, oh, now it's mainstream?
Excited because they'll actually start making more merchandise.
And you can get your
without
hands on the
crazy
merchandise.
shipping.
Yeah, the sipping. I can never get my hands on Homestuck merchandise. It's so difficult
go to the
get
con.
it.
Yeah.
You have to
And
go to the
they're
con.
not going to much this year. They put up their list, and there's not much West Coast.
They're not going to WonderCon?
Yeah.
Right now, Anime Expo is the only West Coast they've signed on.
I'm so happy half of the merchandise is at Wheel of Fine, because that's the only half
Um,
merchandise I'll be able to buy.
Have the WonderCon booth
No.
confirmed? No, because
No.
they only put on the list with their 100% confirmed. So it says they haven't sent out the WonderCon confirmations
But
yet.
they've been to the last 3.
Yeah.
So it's not like they would be new to
No.
them.
And Wheel of Fine will be there, and they're always with Wheel of Fine.
Well, we'd like to ask the fine folks at We Love Fine. We're not affiliated with you in any way, but if you would like us to review your products on this fine program, you can contact me through Podomatic or the 91 Reasons Facebook page, and we'd be more than happy to accept whatever merchandise you'd like to send us for a full, unbiased review on 91 Reasons. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I would actually love to review that, actually. Like,
Yeah.
most of the products are really nice. I
Yeah,
recommend
yeah.
them. I like them better than...
Go ahead.
I like them better than What Pumpkin because I prefer the Wheel of Fine materials more than the American Apparel stuff Hussey has.
Well, also, you're very into My Little Pony, so
Oh, no.
you're very into their pony merchandise.
No.
You're like a brony.
No!
Oh, I'm sorry.
No!
I had you confused. You're a Homestuck.
I found about Wheel of Fine through Adventure Time because they had the only gender-swapped Fiona and Cake merchandise. And they also had the only Bravest Warriors merchandise. And when they got a Homestuck, I was excited. Because Wheel of Fine is an amazing company to have the license. They make such good stuff.
I know, because the last, 3 conventions, that's all you've purchased.
Yeah.
It's all they sell. They wheel the
The-
horns around, and that's all they sell at the booth.
Marceline's band shirt was the #1 T-shirt on Wheel of Fine selling for years. Now it's finally been beaten by the Vriska T-shirt.
Yeah.
Like, not much has
The
changed.
Hussey-approved Naked Vriska?
Oh, God.
Is that the one you want?
No, the Naked Gamzee.
Naked Gamzee,
That has the
Hussey-approved.
little Hussey giving the thumbs up on it.
Yeah, we need this podcast to be Hussey-approved.
I need him to embalm it with the little "You're welcome."
I wonder how much Wheel of Fine knows about the comic, because something I found odd is that they put up a lot of Vriska merchandise. If you go on there, you'll notice
They
that
found
they...
that Vriska, Dave, and Gamzee sell the best.
Well, here's the thing. If you go on there and look at their cosplay stuff, you'll notice that there was more Vriska and Terezi of anything else.
Yeah.
And they did this exactly before Vriska and Terezi's big arc
Yeah.
at the end of the newest act.
Well-
do you think Hussey contacted them and said, you guys should make some Vriska and Terezi stuff? Those characters are going to be popular?
He might have.
Plus, with their hiatus, those characters are really popular
Yeah.
because of the story arc.
Look at what their early releases was. It was almost all Dave and Gamzee related. They thought Dave and Gamzee were going to be the biggest things they've ever gotten their hands on.
And then they released...
They have no concept that when you put out something like this, that's this cultish, it's usually the smallest thing that people focus on.
Yeah.
Like, if you went there and they had a shirt of Andrew Hussey or a shirt of the Midnight Crew, what would you pick?
Oh, God.
Like-
don't offer me that because
I'd pick Hussey, but
A Midnight Crew-
is tempting.
there's just no merchandise to the Midnight Crew.
That's what I'm saying. It's the most, you guys want the most craziest thing.
Yeah.
Because, and I know why. It's so that when you put it on and you meet somebody and they know what it is, they're a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? That you're a fan. That's the difference between a Darth Vader shirt and a Bosk shirt. Is you're like, oh, the guy's got a lizard. No, is it? Never mind. We shouldn't talk. But they go, oh, Darth Vader, man. Or like, when you go to the convention, I was there at Comic-Con one time talking to some guy, and I was like, wow, Comic-Con's really exploding. He goes, yeah, check out all the guys in their Target Millennium Falcon shirt. and you know what? The minute he said that, that's all I noticed was that stupid, that schematic one.
Yes.
It's like, oh, that's $8, man. That's not hip.
For Homestuck, if you see someone in this shirt, you know they're a major fan. and that's the Game Bro, and Game Girl shirts. Because those were only available for a few months when the comic was really small in 2009 for the Kickstarter, and then like half a month last year when they had found an extra box in the back. And that's the only time you've ever been able to buy them.
How come you haven't made one of those?
They're full decal shirts. It's not like paint on a logo. They're full shirts.
I can think of a t-shirt.
Which one?
There's a Homestuck t-shirt, not a Problem Sleuth. I know all that Problem Sleuth stuff is so well.
Bathurst?
No. Even rarer. There's a Homestuck t-shirt that came out literally on 4/13 when the comic started. I went back on the way back machine. It was only in What Pumpkin for about a week, and if you own this t-shirt, you're a Homestuck god. This t-shirt is so rare. It was a Pester Chum t-shirt.
Oh, the Pester Chum
It
one.
was only available for like a week.
That was about the same time as Game Bro and Game Girl, but it sold out a lot faster.
And it wasn't re-released with the Kickstarter.
It wasn't re-released to Kickstarter.
That's it. It's just gone. And it's all of the Pester Chum logos on a t-shirt.
Yeah. The
From
Rancorous
Topatico.
and, yeah. That one and the Bathurst are the rarest. Because Bathurst was only available while Problem Sleuth was in progress. It was a really limited time.
Before Homestuck even
It's
began.
not like the Problem Sleuth Afterlife shirt they were stuck with till last year. They think they finally ran out of those.
The one that Hussey had to go to cons to sell.
Yeah.
Let's give you another choice. Would you rather have, what was that shirt that came out opening day?
Which one? The Pester Chum?
Pester Chum. Would you rather have a Pester Chum shirt or an actual white T-shirt worn by Andrew Hussey?
Oh, the shirt worn by Andrew.
And also worn by Hussey.
You guys are so
Yes.
crazy.
I could go, look, there's some Hussey DNA on this.
Oh, that's so weird. And does it upset you that around his town, like the guy at Taco Bell in the drive-thru is giving him his order, has no idea who that is? Because if he was, he'd be saving his. If Hussey handed him $5, he should put it in his pocket and put his own $5 in the register, because that's a Hussey $5 bill, right?
$5 bill.
Well, as far as we
Probably
can tell,
doodled something on it.
remember when we talked about the Subway? And he got a Subway with Cockhead on it because the guy knew who he was, and he got so upset. It's like he
The
does.
people that talk about it are like, shh, Andrew Hussey's coming. Nobody mentioned that we know what he is.
He actually says on Twitter he gets recognized a lot in public for wearing cool Homestuck t-shirts. People will be like,
someone will walk by and say, "Hey, cool Homestuck shirt." He'll be like, "Thanks," and keep walking.
Well, we'd like to put an open invitation. If Andrew Hussey would like to appear on 91 Reasons, please contact us through the Facebook page or on Twitter. I am at the Sixth Key, TheSixthKey. I do follow Andrew Hussey. So if you'd like to be on the show, just give me a private message and we'll hook that up. You know, we're totally good that way. If you want to come on and tell us how it's going to end, that would be great.
Oh,
yeah.
You know, that would be okay with us,
the
right?
first game's releasing.
Yeah, he can't do that.
He said it on Twitter, but it's privatized.
Yeah, of course.
Toby was talking about, oh yeah, my game comes out in the privatized tweet. He didn't type private. It was actually a literal privatized tweet. And Hussey just tweeted, oh, that's about the same time the first Homestuck game's coming out. Guess
Yeah.
people are getting a lot of games that month.
And you're the clown lord who
The Clown
archived
Lord.
it.
I was messing with him as Marlon B. Rando again. And then I switched to my other account, GamTav Live, and Hussey was just like, it's the same guy, isn't it? He literally tweeted at both of my accounts, is this just the same guy?
But you understand the irony of the guy who invented the internet troll as a character being internet trolled.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just poetic justice. That's just poetic
yeah.
justice. You get what you deserve.
And both my Twitter handlers, Marlon M. Brando and GamTav for Life, he made up those tweets. He tweeted, wouldn't it be cool if someone had the Twitter handle? And then I went and made that Twitter.
Well, of course you did. Of course you did.
He's created this himself.
One's technically my in-character fan cherub, but I'm trying not to let that mess with things too much.
You
Didn't
guys
Ryan
are
North?
truly obsessed. And I know that's weird to say on the 12th hour of this show or whatever we're up to. But you guys are truly obsessed.
Yeah.
And you say that with pride.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
I am obsessed with this webcomic.
I was obsessed with Star Wars, so it's not like it's any different.
Yeah.
And look where that got me. My creator, George Lucas, the guy who created Jabba the Hutt, became Jabba the Hutt. He became the Galactic Empire. So what comes around goes around.
Well,
Well, what?
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 What? we don't have any topics.
That's not your list. That's my list of things we've talked about.
Why do you have that?
So I can do the show notes. People want to hear what we've talked about. So I'm just going to make a list of the things we talked about. Now I got to write down things we talked about. Now we're meta.
Now we're meta.
Well, yeah, we're getting meta.
Now we're officially Homestuck.
Well, we got to think of something to talk about.
On the list of things we talked about is the phrase things we talked about, because you said that you were talking about the list of things we talked
this
about.
is getting so made on my head. It's already. Let's talk about Dante Basco.
Why? What did he do now?
Well, he posted all his videos, and I sent him a
Which
podcast
one?
and all that.
Oh, that's right. He did say he's into podcasts lately and said he's looking for some podcasts to listen to.
Dante Basco, if you'd like to appear, 91 Reasons, just contact me through Facebook or Twitter or
You
something.
get it.
I already sent him a Tumblr thing saying to listen to it.
At Marlon M. Brando.
No, don't do that. You're asking for trouble.
Tag for life, Hong Kong.
But Dante Basco just posted a con video where he actually went to a Homestuck panel. And I was watching it like, wait a second. Where was he at? Was a Homestuck panel?
He's in some little dinky
Portland.
East Coast
He's in
con.
Portland.
A lot of really weird local city cons. Homestucks do panels of Q&A with the characters in cosplay.
Does anybody play as Hook and try to kill him? You're not Peter Pan. Oh, it's Rufio again. Rufio, there he is, Rufio. Well, you've gotten quite old, Rufio. Did you leave Wonderland? You got older.
We've seen a few Rufio cosplays, both Homestucks and non-Homestucks.
And him as Homestuck Rufio and not
and
Homestuck.
Dante Basco as Homestuck Rufio.
He recently just posted an image of him in full Rufio outfit saying he was filming something.
What's he filming? Hook 2?
Something. He's in full Rufio outfit.
Well, just so you know, Mr. Smee and Robin or Peter Pan are both dead.
Yeah,
Might
but
make the
Rufio.
sequel a little tough.
But Rufio.
The Rise of Rufio.
It's for his vlog.
Yeah.
Hey, I would go watch that. It sounds great to me.
He has a YouTube channel now. You can watch him play League of Legends.
Why? Who? I don't understand that concept of watching somebody play a video
But it's
game.
Dante Basco playing a video game.
I can go over to my friend Trent's house where he never lets me play. He's like, hey, check this game out. And I'm like, that's all I can do, Trent, because you never let me play. I once watched him play 2 hours of Jedi Power Battle while I just sat there. And I was like, sure does look like fun. Yeah, it's got a 2-player mode, but it only got 1 controller. Thanks a lot, dude.
But this is Dante Basco, the actor of Rufio.
What is that? Okay. All right.
Bangarang.
Bangling.
Bangarang.
Yeah, he went into a Homestuck panel they were hosting, and he just quietly sat in the back and watched it.
Yeah.
I like that girl on YouTube we watched, the Australian, was like, well, I'm at Dante Basco, and he signed my Rufio action figure. It almost sounded like my Hogwarts student. It's me from Hogwarts Hufflepuff. I want to have a Rufio action figure.
We have one. We lost it somewhere.
Yeah, you lost it.
It's my big chest. I gotta find
Is it? Is that what it is?
Be.
Okay.
I have a big treasure chest in my room full of junk Happy Meals.
It's
gotta
full
be
of
in there.
it's full of 90s Super Mario Bros. Happy Meals. Please don't ask. Anyways, I remember
like an Anastasia train set.
I used to own all the Hook figures because I wanted something in a thrift store bag, and those were all included. And I'm like, what are these Peter Pan figures? I threw them right in the yard sale, and I literally said to myself, these will never be important in my life again. And that was my biggest thing I ever regretted.
And now you have regret.
And here you are.
Wish you had those figures back.
You are constantly tuning into his vlog every day.
Gotta watch him play League of Legends.
You're like, if only I had my Rufio figures
If only I
back.
can go to the past and go,
He has
hey,
the bed sheets.
you know that random action figure?
Yes, you have Rufio bed
You
sheets.
sleep on Rufio.
Yes.
You have your version equivalent of the Jake English body pillow.
Which is my
The
Rufio
Rufio
pellet.
yeah, you sleep on Rufio.
Bed sheets.
Are his pants undone like Jake English?
Which also got Robin Williams.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Very talented guy.
And I think Smee's on there at the bottom.
Would you? You know what I would like? I would like a set
that
of
him
Homestuck Pez dispensers.
Pez.
Doesn't that
Hussy
sound cool?
Hussy would never sell out
I'm
like that.
gonna put them on Etsy. I'm gonna make them and put them on Etsy. And then when I get the cease and desist, I'm gonna read it on the air.
We don't know what Rachel says.
They
All
just
we know-
disappear.
They disappear.
Yeah, I
And
know.
suddenly she adds their stuff to her pile of confiscated
Yeah.
goods.
She's like, listen, you take that stuff down and I'll cut you. And you can't say why you're taking them down. You're taking them down because you want to. Like she's all angry.
The literal. He's put it on Twitter before. I saw it before she blocked me. It's a literal.
Before
pile
she
of-
blocked you?
She's only blocked Marlon Brando. I can go on my other accounts.
Not anymore. You just put it on the air, pal.
She doesn't know my private account.
What, you were saying she had a pile of confiscated Etsy
a literal
materials?
pile of stuff I got from the con.
Oh, from the con. Because I was going to say, if I was selling on Etsy and she tried to shut me
You
down,
wouldn't send it to
I wouldn't
her.
mail it to her. I'm not stupid.
No. See, takes keychains and stuff from Con Honest Alley tables.
Oh, that's so mean. DC doesn't do that for Superman.
Now, I don't understand, Teal.
You
Like,
can buy your Thor body pillow at the booth over there.
Yeah,
Get your Jake English over here.
No problem with the
No,
Thor,
no.
Daredevil.
what I don't
doesn't
understand
matter.
is, I get saying you can't sell this because of copyright reasons. Is it legal to just walk up and just take a Cockcat
No,
keychain?
yes, that's called
I'm
shoplifting.
sure she bought it. I'm sure she paid them for it.
No, she didn't.
I'm sure she paid him, and she said, "Does that feel good to make that sale?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, that's great. I mean, I didn't think I'd sell." She goes, "That's your last sale, boys. Take him away." And the guy's dragged away in the back,
Yeah.
like Aladdin by the
We're at
big
con, and
guards.
They literally told us, "Oh yeah, we had to take down our Homestuck stuff because the big man came over here and told us to take it all down."
Now, have you considered setting up at a con just for the purpose of
Just-
luring him in?
We've talked about that before.
Yeah, I know, like-
we could.
Like he's like, "I can't believe you're selling this. I want this taken down." You're like, "Could we autograph? You can have the stuff. We just want you to sign this paper."
I need my 6th Andrew Hussey autograph.
Yeah, I mean, you've got his art on your wall.
Yeah, I have his John art. He signed my Namco High poster. He signed my calendar. I have Ryan's thing in multiple comics.
Whatever happened to Bergebug?
Burge, but she went to college. We never heard from her again.
Did she shut down all her art?
No, she's still there. She still updates from time to time. but
She's
she
an
hasn't been
artist.
Doing much.
You were very into that artist. We actually bought some of her art once for you.
She was the #1 Harry Potter and Percy Jackson fan artist.
And they did draw Homestuck fan art.
She drew like one Homestuck thing. If you dig through her old archives.
Did she really?
She said she cut up to what the comic was at then, which was like Act 5, Act 2.
It was Act 3,
And
yeah.
then no, it was they were in God tier.
Oh.
So Act 6 had started. It was 2011. But she said she caught up and then never kept going after that. She never caught up. She never stayed with the updates.
What do you think about that? You're
I-
like, lightweight? Get back in it. Stop drawing and studying.
She had more Percy Jackson to read.
Not anymore.
Just ended.
It just
No,
ended, pal.
Magnus Chase.
over.
The main character's cousin is now with the Norse gods.
And you got the World of Percy Jackson coffee table book signed
Yeah, signed.
by Reardon.
He's doing another sequel to the coffee table book and another book this year. He's never letting it end.
Just
No.
like
Movies
Homestuck.
it did, but he's never letting the books in.
Just
Yeah,
like Homestuck.
well, hey, if it's making money, God bless him.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't want if they were still making Harry Potter novels, we'd still be buying
Yeah.
them.
And I don't think he can think of anything that's not Percy Jackson. His contract with Disney says it needs 2 books a year. And he only does his 2 Percy Jackson books every year.
Well, I would be more than happy to write that kind of contract. That'd be great. Any last things you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
What have we got?
What else is
There was new
happening?
What Pumpkin merch, a few T-shirts, more stuff. It was it's Plasmat's girlfriend, right? She did a few art for the We Love Fine contest. Only one of her 4 shirts won the contest. So What Pumpkin said, we'll make the other 3 and put them on the website.
And now the pumpkin shorts, and now we love fine.
This is an NBC News special report.
This just in, we're going to an update to Sky in the Sky. We just wanted to break in with breaking news. What's the breaking news? Tell us. Well, we've just noticed Andrew Hussey just went into a hardware store. A hardware store? Is he getting stuff to make a video game? Hold on, we're going to try to take her down into the windows to take a look. This is very exciting, ladies and gentlemen. The helicopter is hovering just above the hardware store. It's almost clipped a couple of electrical wires, but they're holding steady, holding steady. Yeah, we have a full view inside the hardware store. This could be it. We could be finding out breaking news right now. Andrew Hussey could be buying transistors, batteries, and all kinds of amazing things to make the video game. This could be it. Okay, we've got an idea what he's up to. All right, tell us, Commander Sky, tell us. He's having a key made. That's it. Having a key made for his house. Okay, we return you back to studio. Not so much breaking news.
Now, where were we?
Oh, God. We
T-shirts.
almost reached the end here.
Wait, you just now occurred to me.
What?
Because 3 of them are What Pumpkin, one's Wheel of Fine.
Yeah.
Does that mean one's a Wheel of Fine sort and the other 3 are American Apparel sorts with designs printed on them?
I don't know how it works.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
What else did they release? Did they add more bafflers?
No more bafflers, but they did do the Wheel of Fine Horns are now available at What Pumpkin.
I really hope they bring those to
Terezi and
WonderCon.
Kanaya are now What Pumpkin.
I really hope. Like, my whole costume falls apart if they don't have the horns
hasn't
there.
been releasing as much new stuff lately because they've just been uploading all the Topatico and Wheel of Fine stuff onto their main site. That way they can order in bulk and take it to cons.
Yeah. And it seems to be just for cons because there's no reason you should buy Topatico and Wheel of Fine stuff
No.
on What Pumpkin. Because guess what? Their shipping is
Their shipping's
insane.
pretty bad.
Oh
It's
my
all the way,
God.
they're all the way in Florida. At cons, there's no shipping, and they price everything cheaper. And if you go on the last day of the con, everything's on sale.
It's weird because, like, they had the vinyl figures for $20, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this item signed. I really want those vinyl figures, but I'll get them online afterwards. And then I go online, and they're $50.
Yeah. I think they lowered the vinyls down to match con price.
The time to buy is now. Genesis Planet Forbidden.
But yeah, originally when they were first released, the vinyl figures were $45, I think, plus shipping. And at cons, they were, go on the last day, you can get like $25, $45 for two.
Well, they're not much different than a pop vinyl, so that seems
Yeah.
about right for a specialty item.
Yeah.
They're just trying to gouge you. That's what they do. And at the con, there comes a point at the con where it's like, look, we've got a captive audience here. If we price it right, we might not only make some money, but not have to pack this crap up.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Like,
I
remember,
don't have that luxury because my books are priced at what they're priced, and I can't bring the price
remember
down.
when they made the $15 Saglub pins $1?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the little dollar bowl.
Yeah.
Kickstarter exclusive pins. Spend $20 or more. Little dollar bowl.
It's weird that they had a dollar bowl at such a upscale
Yeah.
table.
And those were Kickstarter only rewards.
Yep.
Not no more, pal.
You had to spend like $25 to get one of those pins
Yeah.
towards the video game.
All right. Well, we'll be at WonderCon. Hopefully, Wheel of Fine will be there to join us, right?
And What Pumpkin, maybe?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
They don't come out. I mean, they didn't even get to Comic-Con. They got to Comic-Con across
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll be selling the Kanaya horns I
They
need.
have an Anime Expo booth.
You know what they should do? They should do a Homestuck loot crate.
Yeah.
Loot
Yeah.
Crate should partner and put it out.
Well, that would require them getting with Funko, too, because
Yeah.
they're all wrapped up in that.
yeah, well, it would require him signing a few
Yeah.
licensees.
He's stuck with Happy Worker right now. So they signed with years ago for the Scalmate
Um,
stuff. But you can tell he's trying to get all the plushies to Wheel of Fine, and there might be some Funko stuff behind the scenes. But you can't tell.
One last thing I do want to talk about before the show ends.
the
is
Jake English body
No,
pillow?
not that.
We talked enough. It's
Oh.
still up on the screen.
His pants are undone.
A really interesting thing that not a lot of people know. This happened on the Reddit. It was a guy from Hasbro on the Homestuck Reddit. He's part of Hasbro's divisionary of 3D printing. They had it on display at Comic-Con. They have a third-party company, sort of like what LEGO did with Kuso, where they just 3D print Hasbro toys. Like at Comic-Con, they were 3D printing ponies, and they were showing what Hasbro can do with 3D printers with these indie people they've hired. And they actually needed licenses to test to make products of. And they approached Andrew Hussey to make Homestuck toys 3D printed, to test Hasbro's 3D printing. And, of course, Rachel turned them down and said no.
Before I could get to Hussey, they said, if you want to do something like that, you gotta send an email to @whatpumpkin, which is just Rachel. And she said no.
But you say that, and remember another episode you mentioned you never even seen Rachel.
No.
She may not even exist.
And we've never seen anyone with Hussey at a con.
All we know is whenever something copyright goes down, or whenever we ask, who do all these feedback emails go to? The answer is always, it's Rachel.
And that's it. They just answer the
There's
feedback.
a few Twitter pictures that may or may not be her.
But this could also be Cindy Juice.
It could also be Cindy. I don't know if we know
Here's-
what each one looks like.
Here's
to
what I
tell
think.
apart.
Cindy has a matching icon with Hussey.
Yes.
And has conformed, according to the MSPA forums about 4 years ago, they were dating Hussey, right?
Yes.
I think that's Hussey's
Yes.
fiance. I
the
think
same
Rachel is just an alt account of Hussey. I really think Rachel
I don't
is
know.
Hussey.
All we know is Cindy is still in the picture. She's really high up at What Pumpkin, and her Twitter has been offline for years. But
So she could be Rachel?
Rachel's been active. Became active about the same time. There was no Rachel in the Team Special Olympics days. She didn't show up until What Pumpkin.
So maybe what you're saying is that Rachel, Hussey's fiance, is the ultimate riddle.
Maybe.
Maybe.
She's the meaning of his life. So
That's right.
That's it.
Who torn
She's
down?
Vriska.
Who torn down Hasbro? Who torns down Hasbro? Come on, Hasbro.
Nobody. They made a lot of crap.
Like, if Hasbro came up and said, Jeff Tucker, we need to test any licenses. We'd like to test out the 6 key.
Yes, I would sign right away.
But then we gotta go to Happy Worker and get the.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How come Hussey goes to Happy Walker, which is another indie action figure company, and decides to order Homestuck virus from them?
One word, control.
Yeah.
Control.
Controlling the license.
Happy Worker, he just buys in bulk whenever he runs low.
Right.
If he did Funko or
Hasbro.
Wheel of Fine or Hasbro, it'd be they control how much they produce and where it's shipped to.
Look at what it did. Look at what Funko and other licensors did to what's his name from Adventure Time. Pendleton Ward.
Yeah.
Pendleton Ward quit because it became too much for him.
He drove him away from the product.
Yeah.
Yep.
The thing he created.
He couldn't handle any more video games and kids' T-shirts and action figures. It was too much. He just wanted to make a show.
Yeah, well, they wanted to make an empire. They all want to make an empire. Except Hussey. He just wants to make a webcomic.
But it's odd, like...
And occasionally talk about making a video game.
Yeah.
There's-
Rapture's coming. He says he's doing a thing that'll make Homestuck live forever.
Yeah, and we've already got Mort's constantly being released, 6 video games planned, and apparently like 4 or 5 Paradox Space updates a day eventually.
Months, but we don't see that.
Yeah.
Paradox Space doesn't even do double weeks anymore.
Yeah.
They did 2 of those in total.
And
They don't even do alt text on the comics anymore. That was the best part.
The alt text was amazing. Put the alt text back, please. Come on. That's what made the comics.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any final summations for this episode before we wrap it up?
I think we went over everything that's happened.
That was about it.
It was another turbulent week in Homestuck land.
Yeah, week of we're in the middle of the hiatus. There's nothing going on, and there's still all this crazy stuff happening.
Buy to be or to not to be?
On Steam?
Yes.
Even if you did fast forward the spoiler part, because
Trying
you
to
might have
collect
done.
the trading cards.
Yeah.
You only get 5 out of 10, and no one's selling theirs in the market, so there's no way to get the other 5 yet.
Do you have a handle on Steam if somebody wanted to buy one of your hats?
Your hats.
Go my flies.
Gunt, G-U-N-T, my, F-R-I-E-S, fries.
Uh-huh.
Gunt my fries, purveyor of fine hats.
I am actually trying to sell a pair of boots right now.
Oh, tell us more about this pair of boots.
For 8 pieces of metal, you can have a pair of boots. Now, this pair of boots normally costs 3 cents, but I'm charging over $1. Because, listen, this is a special version. These boots count how many opponents you've stomped and flattened and killed. See,
And that's worth a 97-cent
Apparently.
upgrade.
it is, because it counts how many enemies you've landed on top of and
Technically,
killed
that's
them.
less, because the only way to get these boots is to buy a key for $2.50 and open a chest and have a crate and have
No.
it randomly get the boots.
This is from the 5 key crate. This was a special crate.
Yeah.
So, this item was originally 5 keys, and 5 keys, what's
About $10.
It's about $10. This was
no one cares
$10.
about it.
But there was so little
Two economies based on hype, not
Yeah.
quantity.
there was so little interest in this pair of boots that it dropped from $10 to $1. So now only $1 for a pair of boots that
well,
counts
thank
how many
you.
people you've
Thank
killed.
you for
What
that
a deal!
That sales pitch.
There's only like 200 robotic legs in the world, and they're worthless. But there's thousands and thousands of earbuds, and earbuds are worth $40 each.
Well, listen, they're earbuds,
No,
virtual earbuds.
This is my master plan. I don't think you guys understand.
Please
You gotta
spill it.
afford to get the Homestuck game for free.
These robotic legs, I have a bunch of them. I'm going to monopolize the market in
He wants to
these.
own every single pair of robotic legs in the game.
I'm gonna own every pair, so there won't be any.
He's gonna be Lord English with robotic legs.
It's an item that gnaws off your like right leg and gives you a robotic
You're up
one.
to your neck in robotic legs. Like it's like Dave and the Pile of Smuppets, but it's just you with Lord English's leg.
Hey, this is an actual tormenting fortress called banking, where you basically buy all the limited hats and bank
Wait
on
for them
them.
to go up.
And I do that a lot. I have a lot.
boy.
Like, if I know there's a hat that I think is going to be well, I'm going to buy a ton of them. Like, right now, there's a hat that I recommend investing your money in. The Professionals Yusenkai. I'm going to invest in those.
I
Make
also
so much
updated my
money.
Gmod pack this week. Like, there's 3 new items in there.
We've
There's-
never talked about that in the podcast.
We haven't. Oh boy. Do we have time or should we save that?
Save it for next week.
Save it.
Because we're over an hour already.
That's a
Write it down on the
hour-long
list back
thing
there.
to talk
It
about.
is on the list. We just never got to it.
Hey, here's how we're gonna close the show a little differently. Instead of thanking all the thousands of things and plugs about leaving a review on iTunes and my books on Amazon and Patreon. And we just started a Kickstarter page for my book, which is The Infinite Backward. I'm not going to mention that. Instead, we're going to talk about the fact that you guys have very cool 91 Reasons Homestuck flavored business cards.
Yeah.
You're going to be handing them out at WonderCon, but we're going to put this out there for all of our Homestuck brothers and sisters and non-binary fans and gender fluid people around the world. If you would like a free 91 Reasons Austin and Luna Homestuck business card, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to 91 Reasons Austin and Luna, 4064 Lockhaven Lane. That's Lockhaven Lane, Riverside, California, 92505, United States. Put an envelope in there, like I said, self-addressed with a stamp so that we don't have to pay anything. And we will open it. We will send you back one of our business cards free of charge.
Yeah. We're also going to be passing them at WonderCon. I'm going to hand these things out like cheap cigars.
Right. All right, so thanks for listening. I am Jeff.
I'm Austin.
I'm Luna.
And together we are 91 Reasons.
Thanks for listening to 91 Reasons. Please subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. Find us on Facebook. Is anyone even still listening?